Hey guys, today I'm talking about some of the extensions that I find very useful when it comes to web development with Visual Studio Code. For this tutorial, I have some materials which you can download by clicking on the link in the video description. If not, then you can simply try it in your own spare time using your own files. So this is just a plain directory that contains some HTML, CSS, and JavaScript file. Okay, and then I have a markdown file because it's a GitHub repository, and then I have a launch.json configuration for launching the index.html file when I click on the debugger. As you can see, it does that. Okay, nothing too sophisticated. So I'm gonna head to the extensions tab, and from here, I'm gonna start by talking about first tag, which is first extension, which is auto close tag. Okay, so what this tag does, it allows you to, it actually creates a closing equivalent tag for whatever HTML or XML you are writing in your file. So for example, I could put any random stuff and it will automatically create the closing tag for me once I close the angular bracket for the starting tag. Okay, and then next extension is the auto rename tag. It's also useful. It does something similar to auto close tag, meaning that if you're trying to rename a tag, this extension is gonna try to rename the equivalent closing tag. So I can start, for example, from the closing tag, I can write anything and it's just gonna do that. Okay, as you can see, it gets the tag is edited on both sides, starting tag, closing tag. Okay, let's add some content here, yeah, and I'll make it a div. As you can see, tag gets edited for the starting bit and for the ending as well. Okay, next extension I want to talk about is Babel JavaScript. This one is useful for syntax highlighting for JavaScript, React, JSX, Flow, and GraphQL as presented here, which means that it's responsible for syntax highlighting, like in this JavaScript file. Okay, it tells me like which one is a function, which one is an object, variable, and so on. Okay, keywords and blah blah blah. Next extension that I want to talk about is the bracket pair colorizer. Okay, I'm just gonna open the tutorial.js file and I'm gonna show what it does. So what it does, it colorizes brackets for you. For example, if I'm opening some brackets, then I'm trying to open another pair of brackets and another pair of brackets. As you can see, they come in different colors. Yeah. So this happens the same for any kind of bracket you want to use. Okay. So yeah, square. I don't know. Again, square, and so on. Yeah, as you can see, the main color used are yellow, blue, and pink. Okay, next, code Spellchecker. What this extension does basically checks your grammar by using a dictionary. Okay, it also works with camel case typing, so it will give you warnings in case you misspell something. So if even inside comments, if I'm writing something, let's say in JavaScript, and I just put some random stuff, you see it gets this squiggly line from here. And if I'm looking in the problems tab inside the panel at the bottom, you can see it says that MD, JS, and LG is an word. What you can do in case there's an word which the dictionary doesn't have it, you can also add this word. You also get suggestions for the word that you mistyped, and you can add it to the user dictionary or folder dictionary. Okay, the user dictionary is the global dictionary that you're using for your user which you are currently logged in. And then the folder dictionary is basically for the current working directory that your files are residing. So you can see it also does it for functions. So if I call something random, it gives you this error, unknown word, okay? And you can fix that by doing what I just shown you, okay? Another cool extension is Debugger for Chrome. It's very popular tool as well. If you want to configure Debugger with my current working directory, okay, we're gonna head to the Debugger tab and we're gonna add the configuration. Okay, we're gonna use a launch configuration. And the thing is, we don't have any server right now, so we can't check any existing files because we're not running a server that's hosting the files that we're trying to debug. So to achieve this, we need a second extension, or you can use something that comes by default with your development environment. But for this kind of setup, I'm using Live Server, which is a cool extension that allows you to run anything that you have in a directory into a browser. So you can see that in the browser. My default browser is Mozilla Firefox. So if I'm gonna go live, probably I have this running already. Yeah. So you will need to see the configuration that I have. So if I'm going live, you'll see by default it runs on port 5501. Okay. And this configuration can be edited by changing the settings .json file, which you can add .settings.json, and you'll have like a tag live server settings, and it should be both settings port server .settings .port. Okay, and you can run it on 8080 where Chrome is looking by default. So now if we're going back to the launch JSON configuration, as you can see, the default launch configuration added by the tool that's used by the debugger is 8080. So now if I'm heading to the browser, I need first to stop this, okay, and then go live again. And as you can see, it's running on port 8080. By default, is opening in Mozilla Firefox. But I can run the debugger now. So I need to select the right configuration, which is launch Chrome. And I'm just gonna do that. Okay, as you can see, the files are being served here. So I can go inside tutorial.js file and set a breakpoint so that once I click on the convert button, it gets paused in Visual Studio Code, and then you can go ahead and debug. All right. So I'm gonna stop this. I'm gonna turn off the server. Yeah, and we're gonna move on to the next extension. All right. So we're gonna check the ESLinting. This is a very important tool. As you can see, it's used by over 8 million people. This extension helps you out with JavaScript linting. What it means it finds any kind of mistakes that will prevent the file from compiling, such as when you create, let's say, a new function. Function. I'll call it anything, yeah. And then if I'm trying to add, let's say, multiple parameters, but I forget the comma, as you can see, the linting tells me that it's expecting a comma. Okay, so this is it for the other mistakes that ESLinting will find out for you. Another cool extension HTML preview. So if you have a file you want to preview, you just need to click Ctrl+Shift+V, and this will get rendered inside Visual Studio Code. So as you can see, it's the same thing as what you'll see in the browser. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you the same example in the browser. This we see. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna run this in the browser, and as you can see, it's the same thing. Yeah. Okay. You can also use the anchor elements, and they will direct you to a different file. But the thing is, you need to check for the preview tab. So in here, you'll see the actual file. Okay. Next tab is next extension is JavaScript ES6 code snippets. Code snippets are useful because you can write code faster. Okay, so one of the examples I can show you, it's for example EMP. Okay, IMP. So what it does is once I start typing IMP, I get the code snippet suggestion. Yeah, and if I click on it, I can start typing what module I want to import. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have any module. I don't have anything for now. Yeah, you can check all the extension snippets by selecting the extension itself. You can see you have a default for each loop. For example, if I do FRE and I hit enter, it gives me a default snippet for array for each. Okay. Next, path Intellisense. This is a call extension that provides you with Intellisense whenever you're searching for a file. So, for example, if I want to use a file in here, this works for any kind of files. It tries to automatically detect if you're looking for a path. So if I'm going here and I'm trying to look for a file, if I do dot and then /, it's gonna prompt me with all the suggestion that I can use for importing. Because if I'm looking in the folder structure, I can see whatever is being suggested here to be the actual stuff. So if I type B, then I get basic CSS. If I do / again, I can access all these files from here. Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna move on to the next extension. Scrolling down to Polacode. Polacode is a really cool extension that you can use for sharing your code as an image. It makes everything looks nicer. So if I do Ctrl+Shift+P and then Polacode, and let's say I'm trying to copy some HTML, all this stuff, as you can see, appears in the picture from here, and I can save it by clicking here and select where I want to save it. Okay. This is not necessary for web development, but I just find it a very, very useful extension. Prettier code formatter basically covers code formatting for any of these languages. Okay, so what it does, it means you can format your document. Let's say if you move elements and they're not aligned properly or whatsoever, yeah. Depending on the extension of the file, Prettier, if it's set up as a default code formatter for the given file, it will try to make it nicer for you. So if I do Alt+Shift+F here, as you can see, all the misalignment has been fixed. Okay. Next extension that I want to talk about is actually the last one, which is Visual Studio IntelliCode. Okay. This extension provides you with AI assisted development features for Python, yeah, TypeScript, JavaScript, and Java. Okay, meaning that whenever you trying to create a new variable or something similar like functions, and you're trying to do this as you go, this will be able to give you suggestion. Give me suggestion, for example. Yeah. So once you created this, okay, it's able to give you the right suggestion that you might want to use this function right away. Okay. This is it for today. I hope you find this tutorial useful, and thanks for watching.